Good morning, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This Miss Yaakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. And listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, see things that you just don't see, okay? But dig this here, right? The name of this is called, we're going to get right into this. The name of this is called Backfire Plan. Their plan has backfired. Let's get into this. This is a recap real quick. Rewind. Hold up.
The United States of America. The Holy Land is a holy land, not a national homeland, because despite what it says in Israel's Declaration of Independence, our nation was not born there. They were born in 1948, and we were born a few thousand years before that in the desert at Mount Sinai when God gave us the Torah in no country and no land. We have no national language. Lashon HaKodesh, the holy language, is reserved today for prayer and holy texts. Jews once spoke Aramaic. Jews speak today Yiddish, Latino, whatever language. In the days of the Bible, we spoke Hebrew, but none of these languages, including Hebrew, ever made us into a nation. No land makes us into a nation, and we have no common culture. Our homeland, as the Bible calls it, Amoledes, is the Torah, our religion itself. With the Torah, we are within our homelands. If we don't keep the Torah outside of its borders, we are dead. Our only mission as Jews is to be a Mamleches Kohanim V'Goy Kodesh, a kingdom of priests and holy people. We always clung to the Torah and we were proud to be Jews. Our land is the United States of America.
We're going to get right into this, okay? He said, despite what it says. Because they changed it, that's why. They tried to do their own thing, okay? Listen, they changed it, okay? They modified it, they did whatever. They changed it, they tampered with it, okay? That's what that was, and their plan has backfired, okay? The sons of Gomer, you know that was the sons of Gomer. He's the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and all them, okay? The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Raphat tried to replace me. They tried to replace me. Ancient Israel, Jacob's bloodline. I am Jacob's bloodline. With Hagar and Ishmael's bloodline. Okay, so they tried to sit up here and bring back Ishmael and Hagar's bloodline into the covenant. No! And all other unauthorized nations that God already condemned, prohibited from ever entering into the assembly. The sons of Gomer tried to graft in Hagar and Ishmael into the Israelite covenant that never was established. In fact, Abraham and Sarah sent Ishmael away. There was never no covenant nor inheritance established through the marriage union between Sarah and Abraham, okay? So once Sarah and Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael away to the wilderness, it was over for them. Now, don't get me wrong. They became a very, very rich and powerful nation because they had the oil, right? All nations had to bow down and go to them for the oil. That's why you look today is a battle over the oil and the price and the gas and the oil and all that. Yeah, that part. Okay, that's it and that's all. You can't replace me with Latinos. No disrespect to them, but they're not part of the covenant. There was never no covenant with them. The covenant is with the Israel. Okay? Ancient Israel, Jacob's bloodline. Everybody is not Jacob's bloodline. Now, you got Cush in Canaan. Cush and Canaan and Ham are part of the covenant with Noah and his descendants. Okay? And they tried to wipe off, they used their science to wipe off Cush and Canaan and Ham. Okay? That's what they're doing. They're using their science to wipe them off. But if you really want to break this down to the lowest denominator, we're all family. You want to know why we're all family? Because that is Noah's bloodline. Ham and Cush is Noah's bloodline. And they don't like that. That's what that is, Jacob. And next we're going to talk about the genealogy, the biblical genealogy, not man-made science, biblical genealogy. Because biblical genealogy overrides man-made science. Talking about a DNA, ain't no DNA. We're talking about biblical genealogy. Okay? That's what that is with that. I'm a Jacob. That goes back to the original patriarch of ancient Israel. And Jacob is related to them. The guy that you just heard, Jacob is related to them. I come from Jacob bloodline. We're family. And one of the things God hates the most is going against your family. And that's what they did. They went against me. Family. That's why Noah cursed, Cush and Ham. He cursed Cush and Ham because they tried to go against Noah. They caught Noah in his nakedness, his drunkenness, which means Noah did something he wasn't supposed to have done. And Cush and Ham tried to go against Noah and try to expose Noah. And Noah cursed them. You should be a slave to all nations of people. You can't go against family. And that's what they tried to do. They tried to go against family and try to invite other unauthorized people, nations, into a covenant that was never established with them in the first place. You can never establish, you can never bring Ishmael and Hagar into the union of Sarah and Abraham, into the covenant, because it was never none from the beginning. Just like with the other nations, there was never no covenant with them, period. That's why when you read up on the Ammonites and the Moabites, God condemned them for a reason, because they never offered me bread or water. And it's the same thing with the Latinos, no disrespect to them. They never offered me bread nor water. And that could be proven. Okay? It's known fact. I have many different encounters with them. They never offered me. They never invited me. So therefore, you can never offer them into a union, a marriage union, a covenant with them. There's no covenant with them. Okay? Point blank, period. If anything, they are the enemy of ancient Israel. That's why they call them monkey, and we're no monkey. No, we never monkey. Okay? And that's what it is with that. Okay? But I'm about to get on out of here. Their plan has backfired. Okay? Now they got to turn around and they got to do something fast to keep Ishmael off their heels, because Ishmael is on their heels like white on rice. Now they over here in New Jersey, and they're in the jungle like that. They gotta use Ishmael to get these people off the block, and then they're gonna try to split the spoils. That's what they're gonna try to do. Meanwhile, I'm still here. You can never replace me, because I was never no replica. I always been who I was and will forever be who I was. I will forever be a Jacob. That's my name. That's my bloodline. That's who I am and what I am. No matter how they feel about it. Okay? And this is why they getting what they getting right now. Their plan has backfired back on them, and they're going to get their butts whooped. I might jump in and get a kick in, but then again, I always have a change of heart for them. But I'm family. You're not supposed to do that to family. Anywho, especially Jacob bloodline. That's going to hurt them so bad. It's not even funny. Anywho, it's that spiker star, the brightest star, the constellation, looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. I'm out.